Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Your home for all content Lord of the Rings home. Today we're going to talk about raids. Are you ready for raids? I was really hoping to do this video after they released what I presume to be some sort of patch notes or update notes for the raids that are coming this Wednesday, but CG Heem indicated that there was going to be nothing today, so I figured I would get this video out, but don't get it twisted. This is not like a what are the best teams for the raids, because nobody knows that yet. And if a content creator, I haven't seen anyone specifically doing this, but if a content creator is telling you these will be the absolute best teams for the raid, they might also try and sell you a beach house in Idaho. But let's get right to it. I'm very excited for the raids. I'm basically going to be trying to kind of get 5 teams together for maximum number of attempts. So this first chapter is supposed to be essentially an endless wave of orcs. There is a special orc bomber who takes 1 turn to activate his bomb and then 1 turn to throw it. So if you kill him after he activates it, then presumably it drops the bomb and damages that side. And the whole goal is to kill a bunch of orcs. So I think I'm looking for 5 teams that are relatively well balanced, have a combination of AoE damage, single target damage, and sustain. And so there are 3 teams I think that are pretty obvious to everybody off the bat. I'm actually going to do a full Rivendell team. Where's Lomian? I have Lomian at level 50. He's geared to 8, but his skills are still at level 3. Yeah, so I'll probably get these to level 4. I'm doing this just because I also want to do like a video that's like a in-depth, like a deep dive on the full Rivendell squad. And so I just want to be able to use him, especially in raids, because I think Rivendell is a raid team or a raid-centered team. So I just want to be able to kind of give that information more accurately. First team for me, I love when it goes back to the default sorting that you didn't have it at. Just a pet peeve. It's really starting to annoy me, I guess. Okay. Second and third teams, also pretty obvious. They're going to be your standard light and shadow teams, right? So you have the Rohan 3. I'll probably use Halbarad and Strider with them just because I have them up at similar power levels. My Halbarad's almost 5 stars. That should hopefully happen within a month. And, you know, Strider takes a little bit. How many shards do I have here? Oh, he can probably, what is that? 130, 330. Oh, yeah. So actually tomorrow I will be able to promote him to 6 stars if I want to. Speaking of which, just a little quick aside here. I think the first thing I'm going to do with all of the gold I get from raids, so just any gold I get from raids, I think what I'm going to do is just exclusively work on promotions until all the characters I'm using are promoted to their max star level. That makes the most sense to me. I guess we'll find out if that needs to change depending on like the raid reward details, but I think with the star stat changes, I just want to dump all of that gold into getting my stars. So second team, Rohan 3. I need to get my Eowyn and Eomer and Eothane up a little bit more. I think probably get these guys to level 50. Definitely Eomer to level 50, right? Because once he gets to level 50, then you can get this skill on his passive where he always gains assistance. And I think that's actually a big deal. I have this on my free-to-play account, and it's killer. I love it. I love Eomer anyways. He just looks like he's having tummy trouble or something. Or actually, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like when I'm feeling like self-conscious at the pool and I have to like walk around with like a hand over my stomach. Or he's got, you know, stomach issues. He's got IBS. I'll be swinging. Anyway, Ethan gets pretty good when you level him up as well. I see him a lot in higher end arena, actually, just because of his turn meter gain and his tankiness. So he's just worth getting up as well. All right, and then obviously the third team being the Isengard 3. And then it's kind of a matter, and plus probably Ironhide. And then it's kind of a matter of who do you want to slot in for 5th there. And I will be slotting in Ajak. I love this guy. I'm probably going to max his special 1 and special 2 as soon as, like, I've got a list of upgrades I want to do, and these are on that list. He's really great. he hits like a truck. I really love his kit, and I really like playing the Isengard team anyway. I'm farming up Morja, like shards, but I think I'm going to keep Ironhide there for the time being, just again, because my Ironhide is kind of at a similar level to he's a little bit better than most of my Isengard team, but him and Ugluk are about the same level. Okay, and that means I need to get 2 mix and match teams. And so one team I'm thinking of sort of right off the bat is a Gimli, Legolas, and Brute team. And I think I will have to probably pair that with like Bolg and Tordok at the moment. Just because Bolg and Tordok are a battery pack duo. Legolas and Gimli are pretty much a duo as well. And then I just want to be able to use Brute. I think this could be a relatively decent team, though, for the time being. Eventually, what I want to do, actually, is move into getting Feely, Keely, and Fro up. So I'm working slowly on Feely and Keely, and then eventually I will get Fro as well. And so then it'll be a team with Legolas lead, because you might as well, plus the 4 dwarves here. And I think that's actually when Gimli is going to be shining a lot more, especially with his passive and being able to retaliate, because he can hit really hard. And so I think this will actually be a pretty fun squad. But then that kind of sort of leaves me with, what do I do with another team there? And I think I have to use essentially what my leftovers are. Okay, wait, that time it did stay. So sometimes I get confused about this game. So the other characters I have right now are Pippin, Miri, and Naramiri. The elf Miri, except better. I'm a Naramiri stan. I know people don't like them, but like I think they're great. And I think Pippin is going to be pretty great as well. I think there's going to be, you kind of want sustain on these teams. And so having these like characters, healer characters, is going to be massive. So, Halbarad might actually still be pretty useful on like a lower level raid team. But if you don't have Halbarad kind of already doing work anyway. So I think I'll have Bolg and Tordok with Gimli and Legolas and Brute to start. But once I get my dwarves up, that will leave Bolg and Tordok. And then I'm probably going to have Pippin and Naramiri and Brute. But before then, I will have essentially Pippin, Miri, Naramiri, Feely, and Keely, which seems fine. At least 3 healers on one team. Yeah, I mean, at least Miri probably won't die then. Can't be that squishy then. But that'll probably just be like a low-level holdover team. I do think an interesting team would be Bolg, Tordok, Brute. Bolg lead, right? With Naramiri and Pippin. So Bolg lead, basically this is going to give advantage to him and specifically to Brute as well. So guaranteeing crit on next attack. That's going to be incredible. So I actually think there's this interesting little team combination that I'm curious about. But so I'll have Bolg and Tordok and Brute. He's giving out advantage with his leadership ability to those 3. Bolg hits incredibly hard. Brute hits incredibly hard. They're probably the top 2 damage dealers in the game just on raw damage. And then Brute has a might for the whole team, right? So they're going to be dealing even more damage when they're not critting. I actually don't know if the might increases the amount that you crit. I don't know about that, actually. But then you also have Pippin giving out might to the whole team, basically, right? So you're going to have 2 sources of might, and Pippin can heal, and Naramiri can heal, and Naramiri can cleanse. So you're going to have lots of control with Bolg and Tordok. You're going to have a lot of damage with Bolg and Brute. And then you're going to have an increase in damage from Bolg, Brute, and Pippin. And then you're going to have sustain from Pippin and Naramiri. And I think it's a mix and match squad, but it's actually one I'm pretty excited for, to be honest. I'm very curious as to how that's going to play out. Just it's going to come down to like what the raid details are, right? But I'm actually very excited for that squad. And then from there, I think what I want to do, so I basically leave Miri by the wayside where she probably belongs at the moment. And then kind of from there, I think what I want to do is probably then focus exclusively on like single characters I think are going to help one of my raid teams. So I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like because we don't know what the raid looks like at the moment. But I will probably, after I, get all of these guys upgraded to a reasonable amount, I'll probably, moving forward, try and pick characters where I'm like, okay, if I bring this character up to level 45, it slots into my, fourth raid team and is going to make an instant impact because XYZ. So that's something I'm going to be heavily considering because for the moment, at least, the arena teams are relatively static. Basically max your Elrond team, and then you can max one or two characters around that. Either Brute, I've seen Eothane, Legolas, just one of those characters. Halbarad a little bit. He's kind of falling off. So I'm actually excited to start building up my roster for raids. Finally, the kind of a chance to theorycraft a little bit. And two, bring non-meta teams up with resources. I really hope that the rewards are rewarding. What I mean by that is like the effort that you put into building up a character or team for a raid is rewarded proportionally or more by the effort that you kind of put in there, the resources that you put in there. I think that's what will make this game a lot of fun for me. I enjoy playing the game right now, but I think that I'm going to really enjoy that aspect if that's the way it's going to play out. But let me know if you guys have any weird sort of raid team combinations you're thinking of. I think a lot of people are thinking about that Legolas lead with the dwarves one. I'm pretty excited for that one as well. But if you have some mix and match characters that you got up and are thinking about running together, let me know because I'm curious about all that sort of stuff. And one last thing before we end the video here, we're pretty close to 500 subscribers. At 500, I'm going to kind of do a short little release for my make a short video to celebrate 500, and that's when I will kind of plaster my Discord on everything. I'm pretty sure I have everything up and running, just kind of waiting for that moment to make it more of an event, which is maybe a little YouTuber brain, but that's okay. And once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.